In this video, I'm going to break down why I believe that Bitcoin is likely to drop about 20-30%. So probably to around the 40 or 50K mark, maybe 45K mark. And why I believe that even though price could go higher, I do believe that there's a potential price to have a significant pullback. And, I'm having some hesitancy about thinking that price is going to go higher. About a week or two ago, I did believe that price was going to rip to about 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, but now I'm starting to have some hesitancy. So I just want to break down why I believe that. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm a professional Forex trader. I typically trade technical analysis. I do a little bit of fundamentals, but mostly I rely on technicals. And so therefore, this video is going to be purely technical with a little bit of fundamentals of why I believe Bitcoin is going to drop about 20-30%. So right now it's sitting at about 58,000. It was at, I think, like 64, 65. Yeah, 60, 67, 68. Okay, cool. Yeah, so let me drop to my trading view. This is where I do all my analysis. So I'll just start on the daily chart. So if you look at Bitcoin since about, January 2021, you can see that price is having higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then you see this breakdown. So price breaks below, and then we start seeing what? We see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we start seeing this kind of consolidation or this like triangle-like pattern where price is starting to have trouble breaking lower, and then we start to see a rip to the upside. So we see, you could say this is all one piece of structure. So really this is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, or you could say this is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, and then we break down. But that's just too much. So we'll just keep it as like one piece of structure. I view it like this. And so with that in mind, one of the things that I'm starting to see is you can notice how price makes this move up here, has this teeny tiny pullback about maybe like 5-10% in price, and then price breaks higher. And notice how once we break higher, we fail to stay above this high. We stay above the high for maybe like a day or two, and then price immediately breaks back down. Typically when price wants to break higher, you see this, right? You see price massively breaks higher, stays above the high. Same thing with this one. It stays above the high. This one barely stays above the high. We get a pullback, and then it goes higher, and it barely stays above the high, and then what? Then you see price rip to the downside. Same thing with this. When it breaks the low or breaks the low, it stays below for a little bit and then pulls back. Same thing with this. It continues breaking. Notice how here it struggles to break the low, and then rips higher. What does that tell you? It's telling you that when price is struggling to stay above a level, it's meaning that price is likely going to break back down to the downside. And so one of the big things that I'm starting to realize is okay, this could be your structure, right? Like this could be higher high, higher low, higher high. So this could be what we're seeing. So I do expect for price to kind of make its way back down into these areas around here to then continue going higher. And with that in mind, price could just continue going higher now, right? Because when price is bullish and has a bullish narrative, it wants to continue going higher. It doesn't want to just break down, but there is a potential for it to pull back. So that's why I only have about 50% of my positions in some altcoins, because I took 50% out over the week because, again, I do believe we're going to see a pullback, but you never know. With this market, you can never know. And anyone that tries to convince you that they know what they're talking about is lying, because no one knows what's going to happen. Yes, it could go higher, and that's why I want to leave some of my money in case it doesn't pull back, but I took about 50% out in case it does break down. And one of the main things that we're starting to see now is if you kind of zoom into this price action, you kind of see price is starting to break below these lows. And if we really break this low, which we're starting to pierce it today, if we break this low significantly, I believe there's no reason for price to not want to come back to somewhere in this area, make support somewhere in here, maybe even break this low some and then go higher. And that's why I believe that we're going to go lower. The other reason is, again, as I said, look what happened over here. We had price break the high, struggle to break this high and stay above. And then what happens? You get this kind of like, you get this breakdown, you get this false rally where people are like, oh, you know, it was just a small pullback. Now let's go long again. It gets a lot of people faked out into thinking we're gonna go higher, and then it's gonna break down. I think the same thing's gonna happen. We're gonna see a break. You're gonna have everyone screaming diamond hands, and everyone's gonna buy it up until here, and then it's gonna break down, and then it's gonna get a lot of people out, and then price is then gonna go higher. But again, this could be wrong, and price could just reach higher from here, and that's why I really think that price could continue higher, and therefore I still want to keep some of my position on in case it does do this. But I really think there's a high likelihood we're going to see this and then higher. Now, when you pair that with the fact that price has not seen a significant pullback in a while, we had here in July, we had a significant pullback, but it wasn't really that deep of a pullback. If you were to kind of look at like, you know, 30% mark, okay, so this does go 50%. Yeah, so price retraces about 30%, 50%, whatever, and then we see a pullback. So we haven't had a pullback in basically since September. And so with that understanding, it's likely that price wants to give us a decent pullback to then continue higher. That's how bearish trends move or bullish trends move. Again, look at this. Significant pullback, significant pullback, significant pullback, significant pullback, and now we're looking to do that again. If price is going to continue high. The other reason is, again, psychological reasons. Everyone is extremely hyped up about Bitcoin right now. Everyone thinks it's going to go higher. Everyone thinks that we're going to see things continue to the upside and it's going to go to 100,000 or 150,000 or whatever. But again, with that understanding, if everyone is in and everyone's buying, what do you think the people that are smart are doing? What do you think the hedge funds, the banks, the institutions are doing right now? They're selling. That's why you're starting to see the selling pressure, because banks and financial institutions know that everyone is buying. So where's the liquidity? Well, they know there's tons of weak hands that are sitting below these lows, below these lows, below these lows, and they know that people are going to have their stop orders, their stop losses below these lows and below these levels. So what's going to happen is these institutions are going to target these levels, get everyone thinking, oh no, like price is not going to go higher, like Bitcoin's not going to go higher, let's sell off, and everyone's going to drop their positions, and then what's going to happen? It's going to rip to the upside. You cannot have everyone long. There's no liquidity in the market for transactions to happen. There must be a equal seller and buyer on each side. And so therefore, banks and financial institutions are going to trick people into thinking that price is going lower. So all those reasons combined, the technical reasons, the psychological reasons, we haven't seen a pullback in a while, so no one's really had to deal with, you know, having diamond hands because they haven't seen any significant pullback. Just imagine if price breaks this low. Imagine all of your favorite YouTubers, all your favorite technical analysis people are gonna be like, oh my God, price is breaking down. It broke this significant low. Like, you know, we're gonna break, like, let's sell, and everyone's gonna sell. And then once people start seeing momentum, what continues to happen? More momentum, more momentum. Because when you start seeing a strong bearish push, right? If you see a strong candle like this, what's your first instinct? Oh, let's sell. So it stagnates for a minute and everyone continues selling. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that people are going to freak out just like they freaked out here. And then it's going to continue dropping, give a significant pullback. And then this is when you want to start scooping up Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, or Cardano, and things like that, different altcoins. You know, there's some altcoins that I'm heavily into. One of them being AVAX is one that I'm in. I really like how it's a really good alternative to Ethereum. Same, just like Solana and Cardano. I think these could easily double, triple, maybe 4 or 5x, but it's not the time to buy right now. So this is AVAX. It's not the time to buy right now because, again, we're likely to see a pullback in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what moves all the other altcoins. When Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up. So therefore, when you want to buy is when there's a significant pullback. So yeah, if I was most people, I would unload a lot of my position, and then basically, yeah, I would just offload about 50% of my position, and then in case it continues going up, because again, you're never right, you never know. But yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks.